You're going to have to leave. The culprit in this crime, I hear the shield of the Crusader. I hear... We'll see. That will get you something. I suppose there's no harm in telling. Turns out that Braden Lyrian is a vampire. Or was. In the last week or so, we've found 2 bodies stashed in shallow... The bodies were those of some beggars who used to wander the streets looking for handouts. Luckily for us, Raynal arrived in town. He tracked the vampire to this house. When he entered the place around noon, luckily Braden's wife wasn't home. Poor thing. We did a follow-up investigation, and it's true that no one recollects seeing... I'm afraid there's not much more to tell you. I'm impressed. It only took him a day to... As far as I know, he was a good man. Feel free to question anyone in town. They shouldn't give you too much trouble. Excuse me.
I can't believe... Please, please! Forgive me. I loved my husband dearly. This is all I came home only just a few hours ago. I screamed and ran out into the street. I heard the Dunmer identify himself as Raynal. The guards seemed to know about Raynal, and after a search the guards sent for Carius, who is an investigator for crimes here in Bruma. In minutes, Raynal convinced Carius. Well, of course it does. It was obviously planted here. And another thing. The guards are making a big deal out of no one. He works at night and has to sleep during the... It's all that Raynal character. I don't trust him. Of course he... Look, there is... I have no idea. I overheard a guard mention Countess Carvane's collection of Akaviri art. I've heard that she's troubled by a particular... Her steward, Tolgan, occasionally, if you're interested in assisting the... I know I sound desperate, but I know I'm...
So, I'm sure her accusations that Raynal is lying is not surprising. At this point, she's so... I suppose if I found out a loved one was something as... I'll warn you about one thing. We have it on good authority from officials in a neighboring city. I am only allowing you to do this investigation, and I use that term... Keep up the, excuse me, good work, I suppose. You're back.
Hello.
You're out late, sir. I was at Olav's earlier. I ran into this Dunmer named Raynal Draelis after a round or two. Good day.
You choose to share your time with me? You humble me. want something. Well, what is it? What can I do? I know I may be out of line by saying this. I could have sworn I saw him outside in the daylight when I heard Raynil killed him. The Countess is Heartland Nibanian, and so are most guildsmen. I usually don't give out that kind. I'm listening. Every little bit. Thank you. How kind. Raynil is staying in the last room. I always liked Brayden and Arlene. They were... What can I do? Gelaborn? That's odd that you should mention that name. Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in Skingrad, I believe. That's apparently why the guards trust him so readily. They had gotten... Just look... Look for me if you need anything else.
Hello.
So, how do you know about that? Ah! The Skingrad City Watch informed us that Gelaborn was killed by Raynil not too long ago. What do you mean, you disagree? That's a... I don't know what to say. It all makes perfect sense now. I heard no mention of a key either. It must have been to think that 2 innocent men were killed. I will rouse the guard and begin a search for him in the city. Meet me at Olev...
Do you have any more... Yes, I remember Brayden mentioning... I know I sound desperate.
How are you today? Whatever...
Just before I arrived here, Raynil was spotted heading west out of Bruma. The only cave to the west that comes close to the one described in Gelaborn. You must get there before he acquires what... I'm keeping the city guard in Bruma, as Raynil doesn't know we're after him. If he's... You're my only hope at the moment. If he won't surrender, I think you... Raynil will pay for... If all you say... I can't wait to get my hands on Raynil. He'll become very... I understand that Bumf Gragag... Please hurry.
Congratulations. I had a feeling you would catch on sooner or later. Leaving that journal behind was a stupid mistake on my part. I saw you enter Olav's tap and tack before I could get there, and I knew that I had to... It was only a matter of time before you or Carrius figured it out. Certainly not. I'm surprised Carrius didn't send the entire... I expected to lay low for a while and then be on my way. This leaves me with little choice. Either I fight you now and have a chance. I prefer... Yes, I suppose it is. Well...
What news? I knew I'd recognized Raynil. They were part of some sort of brotherhood. The only reason he stopped doing that is because we got married. Long ago, I made a promise to Braden. However, because you've avenged his... Braden told me about this amulet when they first brought it home from... He never really trusted anyone else in the group, and before he secured the treasure in that cave, the magic masks the true identity of the item. All it takes... No, he always feared this day would come. He left me knowledge. If the other members of Braden's group were still alive, and I on my deathbed, if you'd give me that amulet. Thank you, Brotherhood. Here is the amulet back. It's as beautiful. I'm certain that's what I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm glad he's dead. Just... This has been done.